Test, test. One of the best fight cards in Octagon's history, and a tournament that will go down as one of the greatest sporting events ever. Carlos Vermola and Attila Vej, two icons, and the greatest rivalry the Czech-Slovak scene has ever witnessed. All roads lead to this one all-important moment, the third and final fight of their careers. This fight is the climax of their impressive MMA journey and the grand finale of the first Octagon era. It's about the Infinity Belt. It's about leaving an immortal legacy as the greatest MMA legend in Czechia and Slovakia, who will be immortalized as the greatest winner, and who will leave the cage in the shadow of his eternal adversary. It's a fight that fans have waited 6 years for. Makhmud Muradov, ranked number 39 in the world, faces former four-time Octagon champion Patrik Kincl. Two top fighters of the Czech-Slovak elite and two of the best European middleweights at the peak of their careers fight for the interim middleweight championship. Another legend will also enter the stadium, Ivan Buchinger, the first double champion of Octagon and title holder of top international organizations. He's in the crosshairs of the popular striker Vlado Lengal, who intends to dethrone the veteran in front of tens of thousands of fans, with respect, but without hesitation. Also returning, Bojan Veličković, the winner of the first Tipsport Game Changer and Europe's best welterweight in 2023. He will face Ronnie Paradisa, the former lightweight champion and European MMA Champions League finalist, who is making his welterweight debut. In the free prelims, Jan Stanovský from Brno faces a big challenge against Daniel Salaya, the three-time K1 world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 72 at the football stadium in Prague's Eden Arena. Vermola versus Vej 3. Get the pay-per-view and experience the best tournament in the history of Czech-Slovak combat sports from the front row on Octagon.tv.
Welcome to the official weigh-ins here for Octagon 72. Tomorrow night will be Judgment Day, and it'll be our third football stadium in less than 12 months. No one else in the world is doing that. It will also be the trilogy fight between Vermola Vej. That will go down finally. That will be solved, and it will be for the Infinity Belt that will be on the line. It all began back in Octagon 15, November 2019. Vej took the victory then. 5 years Vermola waited for that revenge. Octagon 58 a year ago in the same arena that we'll be in tomorrow night. He claimed that revenge, and tomorrow night we will settle it all. One apiece, who will take that Infinity Belt and walk forward as the greatest legend in Czech-Slovak MMA history. On top of that, we have a co-main event that is also 6 years in the making as Muradov takes on Kincl for the interim middleweight title. We have a Czech-Slovak battle that will see Lengal versus Buchinger. We see the return of Bojan Veličković taking on Ronnie Paradisa, making his debut at welterweight, and much more. You can still get some tickets. Limited tickets are available. Go to octagonmma.com. You can watch it live on octagon.tv, of course, in Germany on RTL+. Tonight, of course, we have Octagon Time starting at 4:30 that will lead into the press conference and the final face-offs. You can watch that all on our YouTube channel. Now let's get this underway. Let's introduce the people on stage. I'm Brian Lacey. Behind me, of course, are Pavel Neruda and Andrei Novotny. We have our beautiful Octagon ladies, Teresa and Nina, and our commissioned Vasco, of course, Pavel Picante Toast, making his return to the cage tomorrow night, and Joseph Loach will look after the scale today. So let's welcome first for our YouTube free prelim, the first one on the scale, the surgeon, Daniel Salaya. 32 from Serbia by way of Germany, represented the UFD gym. Started judo age 3, kickboxing age 15, then moved on to become a 3-time world champion in kickboxing. 77 fights, 65 wins, 3-1 in MMA. Now needs to hit 72 kilos. That's the catch weight limit. 71.75 for Daniel Salaya. First one on the scale. Now let's welcome his opponent from the Czech Republic, Brno, Jan Stanovský. Representing Brno MMA fighters, 8 pro fights, 6 wins, 5 finishes in there, 2 submissions, 3 KOs, and 4 of those victories come in the very first round. He needs to hit 72 kilos. That is the catch weight limit. There is no allowance on that. He's going to use this ring straight away. Let's look at that. His last fight was in March. First round rear naked choke finish against Portuguese Diego Santos. 72.75. He will have 2 hours to lose that 0.75 from the moment he stepped on that scale. Again, you need to hit the catch weight limit. There is no allowance on an agreed catch weight. Both these guys stepping in on short notice for this fight. But we'll see Jan Stanovski again, 2 hours. We'll keep you posted on our social media. But this will be our YouTube free prelim. This will whet your appetite for the huge card that is yet to come tomorrow night in that Eden Stadium. Not only the fights, but also we have that amazing halftime show with Kalle. Now let's bring Jan Stanovski together with Daniel Zelaya. This our YouTube free prelim, the first fight on the night at Octagon 72, Stanovski versus Zelaya. One hell of a way to kick off a huge card, and again you can watch that live and for free on our YouTube channel. Now, making his debut, the first ever fighter in Octagon history to make a debut in a football stadium. Let's welcome him now, the Hitman, Aiton De Pape. Aiton De Pape, this is a catchweight fight at 65 kilograms. The Hitman making his debut, 30 years old, from Antwerp, Belgium, representing Combat Brothers, is one of Jonas Magaad's main sparring partners. Jonas sent me a message before this saying he is excited to watch his debut. 17 pro fights, 12 wins, 6 finishes in there, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions, and has held 2 belts in Belgium. Needs to hit 65 on the limit. 66 will have 2 hours to lose that 1 kilo. Aiton De Pape, again, catchweight bout at 65 kilograms. No allowance on those bouts, so he will have 2 hours from this moment to make that extra 1 kilo. Again, we'll be making his debut walking out into a football stadium for Octagon MMA. That is pretty incredible in itself. Now let's welcome his opponent, Roman Paulus. Here he comes, 24 years of age, from Slovakia, representing Spartacus Fight Gym, the winner of Octagon Challenge Season 5, 16 pro fights, 11 wins in there, 5 submissions and 1 knockout. All 5 of those submissions as well come by way of rear naked choke. One of 3 fighters fought in 3 different weight classes for us. 64.8 for Roman Paulus. Makes weight, and again, incredible. Just 24 and having all those fights will bring him together now with Aiton De Pape. Aiton De Pape versus Roman Paulus tomorrow night, Octagon 72. Incredible bout, and again, what an incredible moment. Thank you. Take your time. Good morning, people. Good morning. There we go. Next up, we have a bantamweight contest. Before we welcome these ladies to the scales, let's take a look at a little VT before that.
Alina Dalaslan entered the scene with the highest ambitions. The amateur world champion is destined for great things, and fans saw just what she's made of for the first time in Stuttgart. In her pro debut, she dominated the cage from the get-go and capped off an incredible performance with a brutal finish.
This could be it. Knee on knee. Perfect debut of the new star in Octagon.
Dalaslan's next challenge will be the far more experienced Rosa Gumina, who'll be entering her 10th professional bout when she walks into the cage in Prague. She's put huge names to the test in the Octagon cage, including the renowned Lucia Zvabova. Gumina has claimed 4 wins before the limit and also boasts an excellent score in kickboxing. The Polish teacher has a PhD and hopes to earn another in the field of psychology. But she won't give up on her dream of winning the Octagon title, and if she can claim victory over this huge prospect, that dream might well be within reach.
Let's welcome first Dr. Rosa Gumina. Blowing a kiss to the fans there, 35 from Poland, representing Poncha Gym, 9th pro fight in mixed martial arts, 5 wins in there, 4 finishes with 3 knockouts and 1 submission. 61.5 makes the bantamweight limit, there we go. Rosa Gumina hits the scales once more, looking to return after 15 months away from the octagon cage. Now let's welcome her opponent, Iron Fist herself, Alina Dalaslan. 24 years of age, from Stuttgart, representing the Planet Eater gym under Petter Sobotta. Second pro fight. This is incredible. Second pro fight in MMA, and it will be in a football stadium. Needs to hit 65.7 or under. Sorry, 61.7. 61.75. We need to use this quickly. Sorry, just 0.05 we need. There we go. But again, incredible. Octagon 55. This lady was one of the security guards in the stand. That was in Stuttgart. Then she fought and made her debut a year later in that very arena. And just a few months later, tomorrow night, she will walk out for her second pro fight into the football stadium in Eden. Incredible journey. You look at her combat sports as well. As an amateur, she won the Amateur IMAF World Championships with just 5 fights, and then went 11-0 in kickboxing as well. .55. Alina Dalaslan makes weight. There we go. And again, look at that incredible journey. Went and moved into kickboxing, 11-0 in kickboxing, and part of this camp as well, trained with none other than Christian Jungwirth. Had some rounds there as well. So incredible journey so far. This fight as well goes down tomorrow night. You can tune in live on octagon.tv. Of course, in Germany, to watch Alina Dalaslan, you can also watch live on RTL+. Both ladies have made weight. This fight is official. And of course, eyes on the bantamweight division with the ladies. We've got Cecilia Bolander at the top of that card. She should be in attendance for this one as well. We shall wait, we shall see. But Alina, there you go. We have one more photo there. And now we'll bring these ladies together. Dr. Rosa Gumina versus Alina Dalaslan tomorrow night, Octagon 72. What a fight, what a night we have set. More action to come before we welcome these featherweights to the scale. Let's take a look at them ahead of that.
2 generations of the Czech-Slovak scene. On one side of the cage, a seasoned fighter and winner of Octagon Challenge Season 3, Karol Rysavy. With an impressive 12 finishes before the limit under his belt, he's reached a hugely important point in his career. After moving to a new division, he believes he might just be at the height of his powers, and the best years are yet to come. In Dortmund, he demonstrated that he is ready to dominate this new division. He choked out a former champion of 2 German organizations, Blackdell, which is just the kind of victory he needed.
He's got it! Oh my goodness!
But a rising Czech star wants to shine inside the cage and show Rysavy who's boss. Still just 22 years old, Jakub Batfalski has long been considered a huge talent and destined for greatness. In 8 appearances amongst the pros, he's lost just 1 of those fights and defeated 6 of those opponents before the limit.
Batfalski now raining down the elbows. This could be it. And it is. What a return to the octagon cage.
But just a few years ago, the only opponents he defeated were in video games, which is where he first became interested in MMA. Today, he's a hero in the real world, and now Batfalski has the chance to break through to a new level in the eyes of the public. If he can extend that 4-fight win streak by collecting the scalp of a renowned name, his credibility is sure to skyrocket. Has the time come for him to burn brighter than ever before?
What a fight. Featherweight fireworks guaranteed for this one. Let's welcome first to the scale, Jakub Batfalski. Just 22 years of age, from Austria in the Czech Republic, fighting out of Fighting Club Ostrava, Draklino and Kickwolf. 7-1 as a pro, 33-5 as an amateur. 6 of those 7 wins are by finish, 4 knockouts, 2 submission, and currently on a 4-fight win streak. Needs to hit 66.3.15 over right now. will bring that hoop in. And again, you look at his record, 4-fight win streak. He lost his debut in Octagon, then went on to fight in the PML, beat PK Zahade. And if you don't know who PK Zahade is, he's a very tough fighter coming out of Great Britain top team. Won that fight, asked for the return to Octagon, got it, and now has won his last 2 fights in fanatic fashion. 66.2 for Bat Falski. Makes weight there under the 66.3 limit. And you look at his wins as well. PK Zahade, I mentioned, Dominic Torposa, and of course that win in his last fight. That was at Octagon 68 against Joel Batabau. Batabau didn't answer the call for the third round there. Bat Falski. There we go, my friend. Now hello brother, there we are. Now let's welcome his opponent, a legend of Octagon MMA, Karol Rysavy. 32 years of age, from Slovakia, representing that Spartacus fight gym, winner of Octagon Challenge Season 3, 22 pro fights, 14 wins, 12 finishes, including that emphatic finish at Octagon 69 by second round guillotine over Blackdale. Needs to hit 66.3 or under. 66.05 for Rysavy. Smile on his face as he makes that featherweight limit once. Again and again, an incredible fighter. First fastest sub amongst active lightweights. 19th fight in Octagon tomorrow night. A battle of generations, a battle between the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Rysavy versus Bat Falski. I don't know what he said, but he was smiling at Andre on the way out there. Next up, we have a middleweight contest. What a fight this is. This will be the feature bout on our preliminary card. Let's take a look at the 2 fighters before they step on the scale.
Blows on his opponents. He boasts 8 knockouts on his record, and 11 of his 12 wins came before the limit. Will we witness an incredible moment as all of the Eden Arena goes wild and cheers for Spartan?
So now let's welcome first to the scale, Spartan David Hošek. 32 years of age, from Prague in the Czech Republic, representing Renegade Prague Gym. 19 pro fights, 12 wins, 11 finishes in there, 8 by knockout and 3 by submission. One of those submissions was on his return to Octagon. That was back at Octagon 69, won by first round triangle against Alexander Stefanovic. 84 on the money for David Hošek. Hošek makes weight on his second fight in a long time for Octagon. Again, he won that last fight, Octagon 69 by triangle. Also, is the first fighter in Octagon history to take 100% of their opponent's purse for missing weight. Next up, let's welcome now from Germany, Hemi Cordero. Cordero, 33 from Bremen, is the reserve fighter for the interim middleweight bout. He has to make 83.9 championship weight. There is no allowance for this. He's representing that Elevate Gym. Look at it, 9 pro fights, 7 wins, 5 finishes, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions, back-to-back submissions on his record as well. 83.95, we just need to lose that. I think that will just be a formality, but let's go through that last record. Octagon 64 beat Tabasciano by Kimura in 1 minute. Then Octagon 55 beat Dominic Schober by decision. Octagon 45, the 22-second knockout of Gabriel Torok and that was on 24 hours notice back in the Stranica, and Octagon 41 that first round knockout over Rashka. 83.9 on the limit for Jaime Cordero. And again, just to explain, Cordero was the reserve fighter for the Tipsport Game Changer fights, which will now be moved onwards and upwards, and also for tomorrow night's interim middleweight title fight. Should anything happen between Kinsel and Muradov on the scales today, Cordero will be set and ready for that fight as well. What a fight this is. Tomorrow night it goes down. Jaime Cordero versus David Hoshek. An incredible bit of matchmaking that is worth the ticket price alone. Probably one of the sleeper fights on the card. So again, tune in tomorrow night, octagon.tv or RTL Plus. Next up, we have a light heavyweight contest. Let's welcome back to the scale now, the Cobra, Lucas Alcina. 39 years of age, from Buenos Aires in Argentina, representing Picante Fight Club. Started kickboxing age 20, went on to become the WKF World Champion in that sport. 47 fights with 35 wins, 18 pro MMA fights, 13 wins in there with 9 finishes. His last 2 fights has won 2 belts in his country as well. Needs to hit 93.5 or under. 93.1 for the Cobra Alcina. Made the long trip from Argentina for the second time. Interesting fact with this, Alcina will be one of the fighters that has never fought under a roof for Octagon. His first fight was Octagon 45 in the Stranica, and tomorrow night he gets to walk out into the Eden Arena in Prague. Once again, incredible really. Now, let's welcome his opponent, Daniel D.D. Skvo. 36 years of age, from Prague in the Czech Republic, representing Riders MMA, answered the call after the Neanderthal Vosgrone came out. He is now stepping in on short notice to take on this man. He is the Octagon Underground King and needs to hit 93.5 or under. 93.4 for D.D. Skvo. We will bring these guys together. There you go. How are you, buddy? Missed. This light heavyweight contest, the first fight on the main card tomorrow night, Skvo versus Alcina. There we go, that's light heavyweight fun. We got some welterweight fun for you coming up next. Before we bring them to the scales, let's take a look at the 2 fighters ahead of that.
That is your Tipsport Game Changer champion. His name is carved in history.
To claim the top prize in that loaded tournament, he crushed Serdu, Jungwirth, Cosma and Michaelides, and even scored 3 finishes.
Oh, he stopped him! Wow!
After a legendary series of victories, he announced that he would be taking some time to recharge his batteries. But now the fire that burns inside him has been rekindled.
Miliskovic trying to keep him at bay.
The Serbian Prometheus is now ready to aim his deadly arrows at his competition and to complete the hunt to claim the title.
They both dropped each other now, trying to get the submission finish. That's it!
Former lightweight champion Ronnie Paradisa is preparing to enter a new territory full of dangerous predators.
Paradisa looking to claim the Octagon title!
In the last season of the Tipsport Game Changer, he fought his way all the way to the finals, after which he made a crucial decision.
He's done it! One and done!
In the past, he mentioned the possibility of moving to a heavier division, which has now become a reality. Paradisa has 15 finishes out of 21 wins on his record. He leaves his last division as the number 1 fighter in the rankings, and at Eden he'll go up against the current welterweight number 1.
Let's welcome first to the scale, making his welterweight debut, Ronald Ronnie Paradisa. Former Octagon lightweight champion, finalist in the last Tipsport Game Changer season, and making his debut at welterweight. holds the highest number of wins in Octagon history with 15 under his belt. Now needs to hit 77.6, which is a million miles away from 70.8 at that lightweight bracket now. 77.55 for Ronnie Paradisa. There we go, Paradisa. You look at that resume as well in those 15 wins. Duque versus Torres, Korkmaz versus Buchinger, Andrew Fischer, Rishavi in there, and of course Leo Brichter as well. Much happier. There we go. Now let's welcome back to the scales the one, the only Bojan Veličković. Prometheus Bojan Veličković, 36 years of age, from Serbia by way of Denver, Colorado, winner of the first season of the Tip Sport Game Changer. His first fight back since then. He's also the #1 contender at welterweight. 531 days since we have seen him inside the cage. Now we'll see him on the scale. 77.6 is what he needs to hit. 77.6 for Veličković. And you look at that run in the Tip Sport Game Changer. Serdu, Jungwirth, Cosma, Michaelides, 3 finishes in that as well, making him the #1 contender at welterweight. Since then has also jumped across the pond and got married as well. Let's bring these guys together. An incredible welterweight contest. No better place for it to take place than in the Eden Stadium. Paradisa versus Veličković. Sometimes I have to pinch myself that these fights are taking place tomorrow night. What a beautiful bit of matchmaking that is. Next up, we talk about beautiful matchmaking. We are bringing the Czech-Slovak battles once again. Now let's take a look at these two fighters before they step on the scale.
A Czech-Slovak gladiator battle which could bring the stadium to its feet. Ivan Buchinger is undoubtedly a huge name on the European scene. He is a true legend on the old continent, and his record alone commands huge respect. With over 50 fights and an incredible 44 wins, 37 of which came before the limit. The first double champion in Octagon history has won the title in every prestigious promotion he has competed in. No one can take his legacy away from him, but Buki still has more to do. But his opponent, Vlado Lengal, fully intends on owning this event. He's also been a regular fixture on the combat sports scene for many years, having competed in an incredible 200 fights across various disciplines. The decorated boxer has finally made a home for himself inside the cage, where he finishes his opponents one after the other.
This could be it! That is it! Oh!
All of his wins came before the limit, giving him a 100% finish rate. After moving to a heavier division, he's bursting with energy, which he's going to put to full use against a legendary opponent. Collecting the scalp of the lightweight #5 could be his shortcut to the top 10.
Let's welcome first to the scale, Vladimir Vlado Lengal. 36 years of age from the Czech Republic, participant in Season 5 of Octagon Challenge, and also participant in Season 2 of the Tip Sport Game Changer. 13 pro fights, 8 wins, all by finish, all by way of knockout. You look at his background as well, multiple-time Czech champion in boxing, over 200 bouts in boxing, Muay Thai and K1. Trying the old Cormier trick. Needs to hit 70.8. 70.7 for Vlado Lengal. Making his, looking at that 70.8 was the limit, 70.7 is what he has made. And again, you look at the wins he's got in MMA alone. Wins over Corey Fry, Diego Shek, Karol Rishavi, a fighter as well that has never lost by submission. Vlado Lengal set and ready for tomorrow night. He is representing the Czech Republic now, representing Slovakia as he has done many times before. Let's welcome to the scale, Ivan Buki Buchinger. Buchinger, 39 from Slovakia, representing EFC and Spartacus Fight Gym. first ever featherweight champion, first ever Octagon double champion with featherweight and lightweight, 54 pro fights. I'll say it again, 54 with 44 wins and 37 finishes. 70.8 on the money for Buchinger. An incredible resume, has fought around the world, held titles in Cage Warriors, Octagon, and of course M1 Global. Now we'll see these two face off. What a fight. The Czech Republic versus Slovakia. Vlado versus Buki tomorrow night. There we go. That way, my friend. That way. 55 fights and still doesn't know which way. But there we go. Now we have an amazing co-main event. This for the interim middleweight title. Let's look at the two fighters vying for that belt tomorrow night.
The fight the fans have been anticipating for 6 long years will finally go down at the Eden Arena. Makhmud Muradov became the first fighter from Uzbekistan to compete in the UFC. He's continued to maintain his position among the top 40 fighters in the global rankings.
Oh, that right hand's rocked it.
And boasts an impressive 28 wins on his record, 75% of which came by way of finish.
Magda has explosive energy.
After making his comeback to Octagon, it was clear to all that he was out to seize the belt at all costs. And on his journey towards the title, he is about to come face to face with a renowned warrior who's long been in his crosshairs. Patrick Kinsel appeared on the scene back in 2007. The Czech Inspector is known to deliver performances with surgical precision. He long had an iron grip on the title. And although his undefeated record in Octagon was taken from him in his last appearance, he's determined to make it back to the very top of the division. Both men are at the height of their powers and can undoubtedly be counted among the greatest fighters in Europe. But only one of them will become the new interim middleweight champion.
Myslím si, že si hrábnu hodně hluboko a jsem na to jako připravený.
Když ta bude možnost ukončit, tak určitě ukončím, nebudu čekat.
Let's welcome first to the scale, Patrick Kinsel. 35 from the Czech Republic, former Octagon middleweight champion, 39 pro fights, 28 wins and 20 finishes. Wins over the likes of Pukac, Lahore, Vavzhinyak, Romanowski, Kristofic and Vermola in there as well. He's to 83.9, sorry. 83.9 is the middleweight limit. Drops the shorts, we'll see if we hit that now. $83.8 for Patrick Kinsel. There we go, reigned over the middleweight division for 959 days. Also reigned over the pound for pound ranking for the longest fighter ever at 298 days. Former champ Kinsel makes weight. What a fight this is. 6 years in the making as well. Now let's welcome to the scale his opponent, Makhmud Muradov. Muradov, 35 from Uzbekistan by way of Prague, representing Amcos MMA. Wastes no time stepping on the scales. 83.5. 83.5 for Muradov. We bring these guys together. Muradov versus Kinsel for the interim middleweight title tomorrow night. I'll grab a word with both. Patrick first. Good to see you again, my friend. I'm good, my friend. More to the point, how are you doing? This is another big fight, another title fight that you're going into, stepping into the stadium in Prague. How excited are you for this, and what can we expect?
I'm pretty excited. As I can imagine, you can hear all the time, but this is the best weight cut in my career. So I'm going huge tomorrow. Yeah.
Going huge, and again, this is 6 years in the making. This rivalry, this fight has always been on the horizon. Tomorrow night, how do you get it done? What is your prediction for that finish, for that victory to claim that belt?
I'll destroy him. For sure, for sure.
That's all we need to hear. There we go. Patrick Kinsella, give it a one more time. In Czech, let's do it. Patrick, come back. We will also get a message from you in Czech to your fans ahead of this fight, just why they should tune in.
Říkal jsem něco takového o tom, že tohle byl jeden byl to nejlepší weightcut a jsem připraven tam zítra rozpoutat peklo. Cítím se skvěle, mohl bych zápasit už teďko a sežrat ho tady na místě, ale počkáme na zítra.
Takže, no, there we go. Give it one more time. Patrick Kinsella, Makhmudmuradov, my friend, I'm very good. A statement on the scales there, well under the middleweight limits. How excited and how prepared are you for tomorrow night?
Takhle já rovnou začnu česky asi. It's better. Sorry. Tak sežrat může cokoliv, teďka se nají, snad cokoliv může sežrat, ale zítra sežeru já jeho a bude, jak říká, v pekle budu, tak já jsem připravený, v pekle jsem vyrost, jsem z Uzbekistánu, připravil jsem na cokoliv a těším se na tento zápas. A jenom chcel jsem ukázat, že váhu nemusím sundávat šortky ani tričko, takhle se dělají šampioni. Takže prostě úplně pohoda, říkal, že nejlepší hubnutí, tak udělal bych, i když nemusel být šundávat šortky, ale já jsem v tričku, takže vidíte, u koho lepší šlo to vážení. A váha dolů a díky mojí přítelkyni a mým trenérům a prostě super příprava a zítra všechno prostě ukážeme. Nebudu říkat koho, cokoliv sežeru, ale zítra všechno uvidíte.
One last thing, he said he was going to destroy you on that. What do you say to that and what's your response? How are you going to respond in the cage?
Nothing. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, we will. Makhmudmuradov, give it up. That is our co-main event for the interim middleweight title. Yeah, you can translate, yes.
Yeah, only for the English viewers, Max said that maybe he can eat Patrick whatever he wants right now, but tomorrow I will eat him because I was raised and born in hell. So I'm from Uzbekistan, so I'm useful for everything. And you can see that my weight was even easier than his. So tomorrow I will not say how exactly I will beat him, but I will beat him for sure.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow as well. There we go. Give a round of applause for Andre Novotny. Look, one more bit of business to go, and it is huge. A fight that is from Octagon 15 to tomorrow night, and this will be for the Infinity Belt. Let's take a look at that main event story.
The day of reckoning is here. Carlos Vermola and Attila Vey, Czechia versus Slovakia. From the very beginning, the incredible journey of these two legends on the domestic scene has been heading towards this moment. It all started back in 2019, when Vermola's arrival to Octagon caused an earthquake on the domestic scene.
Budu jeden z mála bojovníků, kteří ho dokázali porazit. A nejednou, dokonce dvakrát.
The first Czech to compete in the UFC had a clear goal: to enter a Czech-Slovak super fight against Attila Vey. But rather than witness the coronation of a king, fans were shocked to the core. The former Bellator champion knocked out his rival like no one before, and all of Prague knew his name. While his nemesis reaped the fruits of that huge victory, Terminator took on younger challengers to get back to the top. He waited 5 long years before he could take his revenge. In front of a sold-out Eden Arena, the victory he'd been dreaming of was finally his. And now the final showdown that will send shockwaves across the MMA world is almost upon us.
Toto je ukončenie vlastne tej mojej 35-ročnej cesty.
Right now it's one victory each, and you can bet that all of Czechia and Slovakia will be watching with bated breath to find out which of these legends becomes the immortal winner.
Tohle to nastaví celou moji budoucnost, celý můj mind, celý můj život.
Musím tam nechať všetko.
Get ready, because Judgment Day is finally here.
There you go. History will be made tomorrow night. Let's welcome first to the scale, Attila Vey. 39 years of age, representing Slovakia, former and first champ from Slovakia for Bellator. 45 pro fights, 33 wins, 14 knockouts, 9 submissions. One of those knockouts, if we just witnessed there, the knockout of Carlos Vermola at Octagon 15, at that fight of the century. He took first blood there. You look at his record as well, a 70% finish rate, a pro since 2008. And tomorrow night will lay down the gloves in this historic fight for that Infinity belt. Needs to hit 93 on the limit, championship weight. 92.45 for Attila Vey. Incredible. Makes weight, set, and grab your shorts as well, my friend. If you watch the face-to-face, the moment that Andrei Novotny announced there would be a belt on the line, the Infinity belt, one of my favorite moments was the eyes of Attila Vey when he realized that this would be for more than just all the marbles, but for a belt, the Infinity belt as well. A man no stranger to belts will welcome him now, the Terminator, Carlos Vermola. 39 from the Czech Republic, former middleweight champion of Octagon, former light heavyweight champion of Octagon, the first Czech fighter in the UFC, 46 pro fights, 37 wins, 29 finishes in there as well, 20 by submission, 9 by knockout. One of those subs came almost a year to the day in the revenge match at Octagon 58 against Attila Vey. Needs to hit 93 on the money. He'll drop that. $93 on the money for Carlos Vermola. Two legends of Czech-Slovak MMA. We'll bring them together now one more time. This for the Infinity belt, this to go down in history as the biggest legend in Czech-Slovak MMA. Vey versus Vermola. Attila, my friend, welcome. My goodness, what a journey this has been. From Octagon 15 through Octagon 58, and now tomorrow night the final chapter will close. How does that feel, and what can we expect to see inside the cage?
Je to výborný pocit, som rád, že som tu, hlavne to, že som zdravý, urobil som váhu, brutálnu cestu mám za sebou a teším sa na tú čerešničku.
And can we get a prediction?
Predikcia sa ukáže zajtra.
Prediction we will see tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to the last cherish on my cake.
There we go. It will be an honor to call this fight. Give it one more time. Attila Vey. Carlos Vermola, another night and a historic night for you, another belt on the line. This is to close the chapter on something that has been a big part of the rise of Octagon and Czech-Slovak MMA. What can we expect to see tomorrow night?
The last night for me, my friend. I'm sorry, my friend. I appreciate all the fans, all Octagon fans all around the world. But this fight is mainly for Czech and Slovak. So já budu mluvit zrovna česky a slovensky. Pro mě je to poslední tanec. Beru to naprosto vážně. 6 let jsem čekal na tuhle šanci, abych mu vrátil to, co mi před 6 lety sebral. A zítra si půjdu tvrdě proto. Os!
There we go. We'll give it one more time for Carlos Vermola. That is official. The fight card is set. Tomorrow night will go down in history, topped by that fight. The chapter closes on a huge era of Czech-Slovak MMA with Attila Vey and Carlos Vermola. Tonight at 4:30 at the Eden Arena, we have the Octagon Time press conference that will lead into the public weigh-ins, of course. So let's get set and ready for that. You can tune in on our YouTube channel. And tomorrow night, still limited tickets available, octagonmma.com. Go to there and you can watch live on octagon.tv or RTL+. It will go down in history. We will see you there.
One of the best fight cards in Octagon's history, and a tournament that will go down as one of the greatest sporting events ever. Carlos Vermola and Attila Vey, two icons, and the greatest rivalry the Czech-Slovak scene has ever witnessed. All roads lead to this one all-important moment, the third and final fight of their careers. This fight is the climax of their impressive MMA journey and the grand finale of the first Octagon era. It's about the Infinity Belt. It's about leaving an immortal legacy as the greatest MMA legend in Czechia and Slovakia. Who will be immortalized as the greatest winner? And who will leave the cage in the shadow of his eternal adversary? It's a fight that fans have waited 6 years for. Mahmoud Muradov, ranked number 39 in the world, faces former 4-time Octagon champion Patrick Kinsel. Two top fighters of the Czech-Slovak elite and two of the best European middleweights at the peak of their careers fight for the interim middleweight championship. Another legend will also enter the stadium. Ivan Buchinger, the first double champion of Octagon and title holder of top international organizations. He's in the crosshairs of the popular striker Vlado Lengal, who intends to dethrone the veteran in front of tens of thousands of fans, with respect, but without hesitation. Also returning, Bojan Veličković, the winner of the first Tip Sport Game Changer and Europe's best welterweight in 2023. He will face Ronnie Paradisa, the former lightweight champion and European MMA Champions League finalist, who is making his welterweight debut. In the free prelims, Jan Stanovsky from Brno faces a big challenge against Daniel Salaya, the 3-time K1 world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 72 at the football stadium in Prague's Eden Arena. Vimola versus Vej 3. Get the pay-per-view and experience the best tournament in the history of Czech-Slovak combat sports from the front row on Octagon.tv.